All right, so in addition to taking specific viewer submissions, I also take what I call build around submission, where someone submits an idea, whether it's a couple of cards or some champions or a champion in regions, and then I build around them. This was a build around submission for Zoe being paired with Swain. And we've played Swain Targan before in the past. Swain plus Leona is a deck that's up on my website, so I've taken some inspiration from that to put this together here. Notably, let's take a look at these champions real quick. Swain levels when you deal non-combat damage, and he's self-enabling to a degree because his Nexus Strike makes him deal non-combat damage. He's a 3/6 with Fearsome. And then the one Targan card that really makes sure you could deal non-combat damage is Broadback Protector. So Broadback Protector here heals your Nexus for 3 and then deals damage to himself equal to the amount healed. So very good anti-aggro card that also works towards leveling Swain for you while it's in play. Past that, we have a number of just good Noxious cards that help level Swain. Death's Hand, Noxian Fervor is excellent, deals 6 of the 12 damage you need to level Swain. Some Ravenous Flock, and then at the very top end of our curve, we've got some Leviathan here, which not only draws copy of Swain's, but also deals 1 damage 3 times every single turn. So, one way the Targan Swain decks differ from like the Bilgewater or PNZ Swain decks is that they don't level Swain as quickly. So one thing you'll note that I'm doing here is I'm only playing 2 copies of Swain with 3 copies of Leviathan. So that way, a lot of the time, Leviathan is going to be leveling Swain as opposed to playing it with Swain already leveled up. So if I don't hit Swain early, that's okay in this deck, because he's not going to level necessarily as quickly. This gives me the ability to play a cheeky Asol with Eclipse Dragon with Dragon's Clutches for a little bit more grind at the top end. We have some Star Shaping to gain us some life, so we can hopefully avoid getting burned out by things like Pack Your Bags. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games here with this mashup and see how it goes. Alright, speaking of Swain Bilgewater, some Swain Twisted Fate here on the other side of the thing. Go ahead and mulligan the Scorched Earth. I don't think I keep Swain in the opener either. Let's look for some other lower curve and interactive pieces. Perfect. Oh, hey, what's that? I don't think they have anything that can play out pre-combat that punishes not opening with this, so I think I'm going to go ahead and play Mountain Goat and try and start generating some gems here. This way, if they have something like Death's Hand, they have to pick between which one they want to kill, and I get to generate some value regardless. Value. The champion masteries that they plan to add to the game really are such an excellent addition. It really shows that they get how people identify with cards that they play. Yeah, that's not a GIF typing command for people that aren't new. They know what's up. I'm playing this out before we hit.
I forgot how slow time moves.
I'm in for Messenger for value here. Nah, putting in the title won't do anything. All right, they did post all the cards on Twitter. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll take a peek at him in a minute. I'm at 9 cards. I guess I could. I think I'm supposed to play the House Spider out here in case they peel another Make It Rain. I want to be wide.
I'm always up for a round or two.
Yep.
Who says I don't share?
We have a backup Zoe, so it's like not too big of a deal. I think we just play Broadback Protector here.
Deadly paths, just another day in Targon. I'll protect you.
Start with Star Chart, see what we get. Danger Noodle's great, means we can kill Twisted Fate potentially.
Like a fish in water.
So, I'd rather kill Twisted Fate than this. And that means I don't have a good attack with this anyway, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and just Messenger here, rather than play Zoe. Got it.
Ready for anything. You picked the losing side.
We'll take a look at the Twitter news after I finish my game. For folks that are asking about that. I see your comments that it now exists. Alright, Swain being fearsome's a little scary. As much as I would like to play this with Daybreak and Invoke right away, I think I need to gem both of these.
Trickster never loses because Zoe makes the rules.
And then honestly, we might just be star shaping this. Well, expansions in May and June wouldn't be bi-monthly. That would be back-to-back months. The grid, Thelgrid. So that's different than what they've been doing. So I could play the Immortal Fire next turn. That kind of sounds appealing, huh? I think I'm into that. So I'm still 2 off of getting to play a 9-drop.
Stand back.
I do suppose if I play this And if I play this and they play Leviathan this turn, I kind of get got. Maybe that means I'm supposed to do this instead.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
Yeah, this is exactly what we were looking for. I technically had these two to punch through as well, but a turbo Zoe deck? No, Zoe isn't something you really need to turbo. She just kind of incidentally happens. You don't need to, like, put bad cards in your deck to, like, force something that's going to happen regardless. We're both burning 3 mana here, so I wonder if they take this pass. All right, sweet. I was hoping they would put out some written stuff. That's good to see. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this now. And it uses our resources efficiently, and they can't currently, like, deal 2 to this in response. And then getting damage marked on this means I can Scorched Earth it proactively, which is nice.
They should thank you.
Okay. They have double flock here. Nope. Okay. So we'll definitely start shaping this again this turn, I think. JW, thank you for the 4 entire years of support. That's a really long time. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Ryan the Mime, checking in for the 16th month. I appreciate that.
Another obstacle.
I think we block just in case here. But otherwise, try and murder that. And then this healing 3 and damaging itself next turn will level our Swain, which is sweet. And if I bank spell mana, I can Swain and Falling Comet next turn, which is great. How long have I been streaming? My channel has been partnered for a little over 5 years. I've been streaming on Twitch for close to 7. It's been a while. Is that the play? I guess Cosmic Rays is pretty good too. I'm also going up to 10. Maybe it's just the Scourge. The Scourge is a giant removal spell. Inspiration is bad against, Inspiration is, like, bad against boat and stuff. I think it's Scourge. I would like to end the game. Yeah, I kinda like Scourge. We're at the 10 mana mark. For a bit, huh?
Store the rations! Shackle the prisoners! Never lost a fair game.
played one.
Read.
Something for all of you.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're Bilgewater Noxus, so like, good chance this takes over the game. Alright. Whoa, we did just jump up a big amount. Somebody must have signed off and gotten an auto host from somewhere. Thanks to wherever that came from. Welcome to folks wherever you're coming in. We're currently playing some Legends of Runeterra, Riot's League of Legends based digital card game. Shrek Bastion, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. And then this is going to kill itself next turn, but it's still going to heal us for 3, which lets us level Swain.
I'll protect you.
Now the question is, what do I want to be playing this turn? So they have one blocker for Swain's Fearsome here, so that's not super appealing. I can technically Swain plus Falling Comet, though. So I could theoretically play this and murder this, but using a very premium removal spell on their 3-mana 3/1 isn't super exciting. Honestly, I wonder if it's just, like, drop the Scourge and, like, hook and kill this Twisted Fate. Keeping TF for leveling sounds appealing. Also, playing another Celestial out here means that my Immortal Fire gets bigger. So, if I Falling Comet something next turn, this is Celestial, which means this will be a 10 attack card next turn, which would be very, very good, because that's lethal. Their regions don't have healing in them. I guess we'd have to pull these out of the way, though, first. If they pass here, I'm going to take the pass back and end the turn and burn their mana. But if they play anything, we'll attack in with this and his Challenger, so we can force the Twisted Fate to block. Read. You can always type exclamation point rank in chat to see my current rank. So I assume they're going to open attacks here, and we'll want to block this. That's a great pickup. Helps us keep ourselves alive.
Looks like trouble.
Hey, D-Beard, thank you for the 10 months. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I think we just preserve my life total as much as possible here. So block the highest attack things. Okay, so I don't have any spell mana left now. So if I play Swain, I can't also play Falling Comet. But I think Falling Comet is what I want to do here. Get rid of their Swain so they have less chance to deal direct damage to me and stun my stuff next turn. Yeah, that's true. This does give my other things overwhelms. This is potentially lethal through their blocker. I'm gonna do this and see what they do. Yeah, I don't think I want to pass here, and any cards I play out would prevent me from playing this. So like, if I play Immortal Fire or this and they play Leviathan, I just get stunned out of the game. So I think killing their Swain here is probably ideal. We're gonna double flock this in response. Yeah, one of these is Swain's Ravenous Flock. And unfortunately, this does 4 and 4, so my +1 toughness on here does not save this.
After the battle,
We are coming over to our attack token here, so we're not just dead here. We're in a little bit less than ideal spot. Yeah, especially they have Leviathan and another Swain here.
darken the skies.
I think that probably does it. They drew another Swain off their Leviathan. So they're going to be able to play this, then they'll be able to stun me out of whatever blockers I have next turn. I don't have a way to get rid of this now. Nah, I've never really cared about ranked play in any of the games that we've played, Cloudy. Sometimes we end up in Masters, sometimes we don't. For their last seasonal tournament, Riot had me cast their last seasonal tournament, so I'm hoping that they'll invite me back to do that again, but I don't intend to try and break my neck trying to qualify. Whatever is most convenient for you. I am not currently intending to play Magic the Gathering again, as long as my subscriber count remains above 1,500. My only intention to returning to playing Magic the Gathering is if it's not financially feasible to have this be my job while streaming Runeterra.
Trickster never loses because Zoe makes the rules. Let's do it over there.
Guess Deja Vu, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Super cool. So I have to decide here, do I want to make super cool star chart cheaper, or do I want to generate more value? I just want to make it cheaper here.
I'm still good to scrap.
I think we just go ahead and Death's Hand this here. They could have Guiding Touch or Pale Cascade, but this still, I guess it lives through Guiding Touch, huh? This only does 2. I think that's correct, though. It could also be right to play House Spider there, and then set up Noxian Fervor on this next turn.
Hey, where are you off to?
Do I want to try and kill this here? I feel like I do. I actually think your giant wall attacks their Milotos Fool is just mostly nonsense. I actually think designs like Riven and Aphelios are incredibly good because they're pretty generic and flexible. I think your assessment that Aphelios and Zoe are bad, Aphelios and Riven are bad designs is nonsensical. Those cards are very generically reasonable and not narrow and specific at all. They're even very similar to Draven. These are cards that you don't need to play with very specific things for them to be good. And they also both serve to enable a wide variety of things. The actual numbers on Riven currently might not be ideal, but in terms of like what the card actually does, it's super, super reasonable. I'm kind of looking for an Equinox here. This lets us silence this idiot so it can stop challenging my stuff. It also wipes the bonus off of it that it has so far.
Osu can sniff out any star anywhere.
No more of your crap soup, lassie, please. It's That's salt? You've been drinking this?
These star springs are gonna make this very large very quickly.
Stars!
This is outrage!
I think this game's pretty done. Designs like Riven and Aphelios really, in my mind, show the incredible range of design space that Runeterra has available to it, with their ability to make things that are mechanically interesting by spreading out abilities over multiple created cards. It's very, very interesting in my opinion. I think that's because his effects are more powerful, Adonis. So their control deck. Honestly, it could be right to keep Leviathan in the opener, just because this game's almost assuredly going to go long against Karmalux. Same with Solari Priestess. Alright, well, we've got a lot of beef here. We'll see if our beef is able to power through what our opponent has set up here. I think if we think this game is going to go long, we want to take Traveler here.
Bask in her radiant blessing.
And then honestly, probably want to just kill this with Scorched Earth. I would love a constant chain of 3/4s that you have to value through.
Denounce magic.
Keep searching.
Insolent cur.
Sure.
My journey ends.
Take a look at this.
New recruit reporting in.
Nothing escapes my notice.
Put on play Swain here, see if we can open attacks next turn. Has game anything like the legendary rule for its most powerful cards? Yeah, champions, when you put a champion into play, the other copies of those champions in your hand turn into their champion spells.
Witness strength
I'm fine with this trade here.
will not prevail. My time has come.
I mean, to be fair, Kodama, most Republican legislators understand how the First Amendment works. They're just counting on their dumb as shit base to not understand how the First Amendment works, and they're playing the victim to rile up their base, is effectively what's happening. So they know better. They're lawyers. They understand how it works. They're just riling up their base for sympathy. So they can create, you know, heated moments like what happened with the traders at the what's it called recently. Alright, so Is it worth trading a Hush to stop a Final Spark here? I think so. I could also just Death Sand here. The First Amendment protects freedom of speech in the United States. Yeah, I think I Death Sand to kill this, and then we comet this. I think I'm okay with them killing Swain with Leviathan in hand.
Pushing my limits.
So a lot of conservatives in the United States think or like to make it out to be that the First Amendment protecting the government from jailing you for the things you say also applies to private businesses when it does not. Yeah, so the First Amendment in the United States, Hush being leveled in the future largely doesn't matter, Lambton. She's just a small stat line improvement if she comes leveled. So that doesn't really matter. Yeah, the First Amendment means the government in the United States won't jail you for being a dipshit. It doesn't mean other private citizens can't tell you to fuck off for being a dipshit. Are we just dropping Leviathan here? I feel like we might be.
Prepare the cargo!
Prepare the cargo!
We'll bring peace to Ionia, whatever the cost.
I'm pretty into attacking here.
You'll go no farther.
It's a downside to attacking there. That's ambitious. So this is 9 total damage altogether, which means I unfortunately cannot save this with Pale Cascade.
Cease. The answer lies within.
The Dominion Voting Machine Company filed a $1.3 billion defamation suit this morning. Good. You love to see it. Well, that's, I guess we're priestessing, hoping to find an answer, and hoping to dodge another deny here.
Warms the heart and lights the way.
In formation!
Yep.
No.
So, leveled Karma here doubles their spells every time they cast them, which is relevant against things like Asol having Spell Shield.
Give it life.
I think I take Comet over Meteor Shower here, because if they have a pump spell for this, I would prefer not to get blown out by that. Yeah, there are 2 denies down here, so hopefully they don't have their third. They're 16 cards into their deck.
The waters take.
We'll bring peace to Ionia, whatever the cost.
Huh? I think it's just Asol, right?
Your favorite star. I created it.
9. Easiest round end of my life. I'm gonna burn a card here, huh?
Pay attention.
That's fine. You can type the giveaway command in chat to find out what the giveaway is about.
That's quite enough.
Second verse, same as the first. A little bit louder and a whole lot worse. It's a casual trade. Trade 4 mana for your 12. Honestly, is it crazy to just supernova their only karma and then try and kill them on opens? I think that's the play, right? We just try and kill this, and then I have 11 attack spell shield unit here.
I do love an audience.
All right. Blue Vader, thanks for the 6 months. Welcome back.
Freedom tomorrow.
Sorry for being partially AFK doing stuff there, but I've posted my review of the new champion on my highlights channel on YouTube. So if you weren't here for me talking about the announcements of the new champion, it's up on my YouTube highlights already. Through the magic of technology. So we have a command for when people come in and ask now. Figured that would save us some time throughout the rest of the day. Alright, we're back though. We're focused. We'll be 100% here. Hush sounds good for wiping Fearsome off of things. Solari Priestess, if this can find Sisters, would be really good. House Spider's actually pretty bad here. Looking for something like Goat that can block their Fearsomes. Bunny Smooches, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Good morning, everybody, by the way. So great to be up over 800 people here playing some card games this morning. We had a big host from someone, whoever dropped that off. Appreciate it. Thanks for people for hanging around and checking out some Runeterra here this morning. If you're new to the channel, my name's Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. Runeterra is the primary game that I stream. Riot's League of Legends-based digital card game. However, I also do some story-driven single-player variety stuff. We're going to be continuing my Witcher 3 playthrough at the end of the stream today. My first time playing through that one. It's been a lot of fun. Recently finished up the Final Fantasy VII remake as well. I think we do this, looking for a Danger Noodle to trade with their 2-1. No Danger Noodle. I think we just take the Trickster, because it technically blocks Fearsome things. Gibbery, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
Hush now.
Is it worth trading Zoe for 2 points of damage here? I just feel like the answer is yes.
Come on, chase me!
I think I just wanna buffer my life total as much as possible here. Their deck tends to be pretty aggressive. I have to say, after jumping into Runeterra yesterday, and after playing MTGA for so long, it makes me wonder how Wizards gets away with the Arena client. Because they have a giant player base that refuses to touch anything other than Magic because they've been caught in an abusive relationship with that game for so long. If Magic didn't have 25 years of history behind it, their software would be completely unacceptable. But because they have 25 years of history, they have an endless supply of people that will defend all of their failings and decisions.
Suffer long.
Okay, so Otter eats here, this eats here, this bumps here. I can Scorched Earth to kill this down the line, potentially. We go down to 10 here. Hoping to roll Golden Sisters on this to get some way to stabilize the board here. I think I'm hushing to save my Otter here. Am I? Nah, I'm gonna bank this spell mana for now. I mean, Hush basically turns anything into a fearsome blocker in a pinch, is the thought process. And there's the sisters.
Sunlight guide
So that's nice. So next turn I can Hush plus gain 5, which I think means we're not dead to opens. Pass back here, don't want to attack my things into their 4-3. Noxian Fervor is a great draw as well. So let's go ahead and Hush. You block, 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 block. Fervor, you. Go to 6. Sure. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this works for us, right? Now, the opponent's deck is a Harrowing deck, is something that's very scary. So, we're in a decent spot, but if my opponent picks up a Harrowing, that could potentially get them back into this game for sure. Harrowing revives a number of units they've had that died so far, so it can basically rebuild their board for them. Hopefully Golden Sister plus Star Shaping is going to be enough to help us stabilize here. Broadback Protector is another very good one.
My star warms the heavens.
This gives us 2 fearsome blockers, one of which has lifesteal here to buffer our life total back up a little bit. That is correct, Duck Doolittle. Unless something has Overwhelm, if you block something, it does not deal damage to the opponent.
Upon them.
Happy to end the round here. The fact that their board is already 4 wide means Harrowing's not something we need to worry about in the short term. Pale Cascade is actually a gain 2 with our Golden Sister in play here, which is great. It can also give us another fearsome blocker in a pinch, which is lovely. We have 11 mana, which means I can Star Shaping, Broadback, and Pale Cascade all this turn, which is great. Gibbery, thanks for the follow if you're still here. I think I missed that one. That is true. They do have Glimpse, so Glimpse is not a guaranteed way. Well, if they found Skitterer off of Stalking Shadows, we're probably dead here because they have another one. Maybe this saves us with this. This gives all of our things -1 attack. Yep. So now none of my things can block their fearsome units. I could pale to draw a unit, maybe? I think I'm better off doing this, right?
Leave or burn.
Another obstacle.
You are beneath me.
So this is 11. So if I block here, I go to 8. This is 7, 12. I'm going to 13. I'm dead to Pale Cascade and Mark here. But outside of those, we have a real shot. None of these are super exciting. Technically going to 1 at the moment. Best Ryan ever. Thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Also dead to Unspeakable Horrors. Yep. Opponent ordering their attackers while this attack. Putting the 5 power thing down here at the end because of my lifesteal. Honestly surprised that game was as close as it was, considering my opponent had the double spider there. It's easily one of the best cards in their deck against these other unit-based decks. We're trying to stabilize the board with units that lets them sneak past. Yeah, I agree, Brad. When I first played Runeterra, the fact that the board was limited to 6 units, I thought meant it would have less depth than something like Magic, where there's bigger boards. But I think having played Runeterra a bunch now, Runeterra's combat steps tend to have more permutations and decisions in them per game than most games of Magic do, because of how the ordering matters so much. Darius Elise. So this is likely a burn-based aggressive deck. Honestly, I could see keeping Priestess here. Trying to rule a Sisters to have on 3 is valuable.
You know, you're just your mind trouble another one doesn't understand, silly. Shit time.
Analysis paralysis is not death. That's a good way to put it. We've got a couple of Zoes. Honestly, if they play an Elise here, I think we trouble bubble it. I think I'm just playing this as a game 3. Do build around submissions cost the same as regular submissions? They do, Lord Odin. Yep. All the details on a submitted deck can be found on my website here. For $10 for subscribers, you can submit a build around or normal deck submission. I think I'm playing out Goat here to have an extra blocker, and then we'll have Death Stand to hold up going into their turn next turn. What you doing over there? I'm gonna murder my Zoe here. Sure. Vile Feast is an interesting one in their aggro deck. It's another aggressively slanted deck, but their archetype is likely very different than the person we just played against. Yeah, Darius Spiders as opposed to... Well, maybe they're Mistwraiths again? Vile Feast is also an interesting card in their deck. Unspeakable Horrors tends to be common because Unspeakable Horrors can go Dome, but Vile Feast only hits units on board. Worth noting that because they're not in the Targon region, I don't have to play around Pale Cascade here, so I can Death Sand this pretty confidently. Yes, Champmaster will be coming with the March patch. There's a full roadmap up on their Twitter timeline, and I posted a roadmap plus champion review on my highlights channel already. So if you missed the Runeterra announcements this morning, you can check out my highlights channel on YouTube, and it's up there now. It's about a 10-minute video with thoughts on things. You know what they say, chat? Third Zoe's the charm. I think I still just want Golden Sisters here.
Bask in her radiant blessing.
Can buffer our life total and help stabilize the board. Huh? I'm gonna take the Equinox here, actually. Being able to silence them off of fearsome unit sounds really appealing. Yeah, them missing on Mystery is real good for us.
Daylight star will rule the skies.
I mean, to be fair, we don't know exactly what the composition of our opponent's deck is. They could just be fearsome splashing Darius.
Witness divinity. Believe or burn.
I think this sounds good. I think I'd rather trade my elusive than my lifesteal. They're using a mark to kill this, that's fine. We're ending up at 12 here. Yeah, they obviously must have rebalanced since they recorded that video, which doesn't surprise me.
Get in the portal!
Danger Noodle! This will let us trade with this 3-2 nicely.
I don't fight.
Yep, staying above 10 against the Darius deck tends to be a good thing. Huh? With that in mind, do I just star shaping this turn? I think so, right?
We could use a bite. Back, heretic. Have faith.
Prepare the cargo!
He's only at 3 out of 12 so far. This will put him to 6 out of 12. Ravenous Flock plus Death Sand could potentially level him. Wow, no place. That's wild. I guess we start here.
Portal me something cool!
There's some merit to taking something that's not this because Zoe's already seen this played. I'm kind of working towards leveling up Zoe. The fact they didn't play anything that last turn could signify that they have something like Harrowing getting ready to get rolled up. This is like a pseudo answer to Harrowing.
I have my orders.
So if I flock this, it puts Swain to 10, and then Leviathan will stun this next turn because the first 2 points will level Swain and the third one will trigger him. Yep. Yep. Stark Guy, thanks for the follow. Yeah, atrocity. It's very possible I should have blocked with my Zoe the previous turn to stay above 10. There are 2 to 3 decks that you have fun with. I actually have a bunch of Runeterra decks up on my website, RPi. So similar to how I used to do with Arena, all the decks that I've enjoyed playing the most that I think are competitive, you can find up there. And they're broken up by archetype. Yeah, no problem, RPi. And there's videos up there of me playing them too, so you kind of get a feel for like what they do before you want to invest resources into them. I think we're keeping Goat Priestess here. This is the Scouts Plaza deck. Cheap removal sounds good. Scorched Earth to kill a landmark sounds lovely. Thanks, RPi. I try. The YouTube algorithm doesn't like me, so I have to do my best to help people find my stuff in other ways. Alright, there's your landmark. How about if we scorched it out of existence? Then we get to open attacks with this goat here and generate another gem, which sounds great. Then probably play a Solari Priestess post-combat for the Invoke. This is a pretty big swing, right? Like, they spent their first 2 turns not developing because they wanted to get this plaza set up, and then I killed it once it came down, so, like, now they're a bit behind.
Looking for trouble? It found you.
I think it's just Golden Sisters.
Bask in her radiant
Next turn I'm going to have 5 resources, so I'll be able to play Swain. And the following turn we can play Golden Sister. Really solid curve here.
I ought to show you the sights of Bilgewater. The sights are fine. The smells, on the other hand.
Bilgewater will soon fly the Noxian banner.
Not while I've got bullets left.
I guess they can technically kill Swain with double Valor attacks here. I'd rather pick off my smaller units.
Prepare for combat!
Huh? Am I hushing this? I'm trading Hush for Valor here. Lunar, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. There's a review of the Runeterra announcements from this morning up on my highlights channel, LaCarp, if that's what you're looking for.
Know your place.
Love ya.
So I think I want a Golden Sister here.
Now is one.
Develop my board, get a life stealer down.
You're covered.
I think potentially having this die to a sharp sight plus the barrier here means it's not worth attacking, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pass. Okay, this means if we can get out of this turn, broad back into Leviathan should buy us all the time we need for Swain to take over.
My shield is yours.
Let's try and kill Misfortune here.
Merely pawns in a greater game.
Fortune favors the bold.
Well, that's annoying, but at least she's been reset on level up mode. When they attack with Quinn here, I can go ahead and block with this, plus hush this to trade with Quinn before she levels. We'll see if they have a way to protect her. They didn't have Sharp Sight for the previous one, but they also had second Misfortune. Okay, sweet. Feels like we're in an okay spot here now. There's really no point in gemming this because it would still trade in combat with these because of her trigger.
Honor guide me.
Yeah, the 2021 roadmap looks great. Big agree.
I bow to no one.
Justify yourself.
I think I'm just trading defensively here.
My duty's done.
Deploying!
Our hand's got a little bit of clunk in the trunk, but if we can manage to not die on their next turn, we've got Broadback and Swain. And then Aesol rolled up the turn after that, which sounds excellent.
All hands on deck! Battle station!
Pretty happy to attack this in and push some damage. This also closes the game out by dealing 3 each turn, so pressuring the life total here has value.
You barnacle!
Dangerous water.
Dark in the sky!
Nah, not really, Deep Ryan. I think especially after the last card release, they really fleshed out a lot of the things that needed fleshing out in the game as a whole. They did a pretty good job of it, I think.
Meltwater will soon fly the Noxian banner.
Not while I've got bullets left.
So, Misfortune is leveling this turn. Is worrisome. There's not really much I can do about that, though.
Deadly paths, just another day in Targon.
Yeah, there's obviously existing cards that I think could stand to have some power level increases, but that's different than wanting new cards printed.
Love ya.
I think there's some numbers on things that could be adjusted / tweaked meaningfully, but that's different than what was asked. They say anything about Go Hard? No, this wasn't like a patch update. So we'll get a January patch next week, and we should get patch notes for that on Tuesday. The thing they posted this morning was like kind of a roadmap for the year type thing. 21 blanket with birds. At 21 followers, you're 96% to hit with Stalking Shadows. Definitely not Spy. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for the follow.
Here we go.
Protect and strike.
No regrets, no mercy.
Artesian. Patience is a tactician's greatest tool.
I think we just take this hit because this is going to heal us 6 and it's going to level Swain. And then we'll have Leviathan with Swain, which can potentially pull us back into this game.
I'll protect you.
So we're at a virtual 12 here. And Leviathan kills them over 2 turns, right? So we basically just have to not die from 12 on their next turn after stunning a bunch of their things.
Destination in sight. Bring these lands to their knees.
So this is gonna stun this, and this next turn. Yeah, if this is a rally, we probably die. And then honestly, we probably Death Sand the Valor here, right? So they just don't have scouts next turn? I can gem the 2-1. Oh, you want to gem it up so it lives? That doesn't really do anything.
The ocean whispers her secrets.
Merely pawn in a greater game.
Is this lethal? No, they block here, right? Oh, I could have attacked and then Death Sand whatever they blocked with. That's a good thought. Yeah, that would have worked, right? This is fine though still.
Who do not die.
I'm not sure there's a wrong way to eat this, Reese's. We should be good to go here. This is gonna heal. Yeah, triple gem. I'm pretty sure I missed lethal that turn. I don't think it matters. I don't think they have draws to get out of this. BSQR, thank you for the 16 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I agree. Both the small champion set releases as well as other things they have planned all sound great.
Hello, Runeterra. Let's rock.
Sweet.
My conflicts end only one way.
They end only one way. Victory. Asol coming in. Obviously the reason we won the game. Draven Ezreal, eh? Spider and Broadback both sound good here. Cheap early blockers, cheap things to play to the board, way to buffer our health total back up and get our Swain leveling. Scorched Earth pairs reasonably with Spider, because this will put damage on some of their stuff. Yeah, I agree, Lidrill. We ended up timing that person out that called his design parasitic. That's a whole lot of nonsense. It's a super flexible card that pairs into a lot of things. We are 3-2-1 on champs because we have ways to tutor Asol. We have ways to search Asol and Swain up out of our deck. You can always find the current deck list that we're playing by typing !deck in chat or by using the mouse over stream overlay. Always try and do my best to make the information that you want accessible to you here. Honestly, it might just be Warrior Traveler for value here. I guess Warrior probably trades with this plus a Flock, which is okay too.
Bask in her radiant blessing.
Killing their champions has a lot of appeal.
Coming right up.
Okay, just take this hit here since I have a Broadback Protector rolled up.
Our mountain groves are full of dangers, but I know them all.
Witness perfection, meatbags.
Okay.
Primed and ready.
Let's boogie.
Yeah, big agree with that in general, Kodama. I think I'm again just taking this hit because I want this to work towards leveling my Swain. We have a lot of good top end here with Leviathan and Star Shaping. So I'm pretty fine just like using my life total as a resource here in the early game. Control the board a little bit. Throw beam, sure.
Stand back.
Can you improve perfection?
This will give us a decent block on this next turn, which is nice. I think we're just Goat plus Broadback this turn. Yeah, and that's why one of the key things when people use buzzwords like parasitic, like asking them, well, what do you actually mean by that is always really critical. It's like, well, you're saying this thing, but I don't think it means what you think it means. So like, what do you think it actually means? Let's talk about it. My deck would be better if it was agile, more agile, I agree.
Upgrade. Join me if you want to live.
We're not meeting the client's needs in the agile production. Yeah, doesn't have enough velocity, needs more tempo.
Safety disengaged. Prime and ready.
Alright, so this actually levels Swain here, which is great. Yeah, agree. Completely agree, Violet Journey. The way they do packages of cards that pair with lots of different things is really well done.
Rise, metal brethren.
Opponent, like, has a lot set up here, but, like, we're just, like, healing back out of it.
Deadly paths, just another day in Targon.
Yes.
Stand back.
Can you improve perfection?
Deploying.
Have a good one, Czar.
Engaged. A ticket to the gun show.
Well, they've ignited us a lot, but thankfully we're thoroughly protected.
Perfection.
Roto Bagel, 3 months, greater than 3 timeouts. Thanks for the quarter view, I appreciate it. Welcome back. Happy Friday. Welcome to the weekend. Well, that's just rude.
We're going under.
I just felt better than Leona Swain. It's been a while since I played Leona Swain, if I'm being honest, so I don't really have a good feel for that Kingpin Ben.
Got axes. Need fit.
One of the biggest things that stands out in my mind on that Runeterra roadmap, having spent a lot of time playing Magic, is that Runeterra roadmap actually has a lot of new features on it, right? It's not just new card releases. They're adding things like the multiplayer game modes is huge. That's a big deal in my opinion. Yeah, new labs, cosmetics,
Fear the power.
new cosmetics for cards. Opponent is fighting through our top end nicely here. We still got a star shaping rolled up.
I'll protect you.
Can you improve perfection?
We have an in-client tournament mode, Tom. I'm not. Are you trolling? Like the last seasonal tournament had was in-client tournaments.
Safety disengaged. Rise, metal brethren.
Community access terminal, sure.
Scare me tail. Stop the day.
I think I'm just doing this now to be resource efficient. I mean, yep. Just casually still at 20 on turn whatever. It's gotta be inspiration, right? I can inspiration plus otter here. As opposed to Destroyer plus Otter? Yeah, I think it's Inspiration. This just makes all my draws so much better. Demo, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Good morning. Alright, we ground him out. Are my glasses prescription? They are not, Duck Doolittle. My eyesight is one of the things that has not gotten away from me in my old age as of yet. Thoughts on this? I don't know. So, the most direct comparison to other decks that we've played is one someone asked about, which is Swain Leona. And I haven't really played Swain Leona since this most recent patch drop, so I don't know in terms of like how this feels in the format. Has a good direct one-to-one comparison to that. Overall, even though Swain Leona and this are both Targon Swain decks, they have a little bit different slants to them. So this build, notably with Star Shaping and Azul in addition to the Swain Leviathan top end, this build goes a little bit bigger and is more controlling compared to the Swain Leona deck that's up on my website, which top ends Captain Pharaon and the Daybreak units allow you to apply pressure early a little bit more consistently. So I don't even know. Swain Leona actually just got added back to the deck queue, so we're going to get back to playing it again sometime in the next week, I believe. But even if that build still feels reasonable, I don't know if there's necessarily a one-to-one comparison between this deck and that one. And I think something people do too often is they try and say, well, these decks are the same regions and they have a champion that overlaps, so these decks are the same, when in reality the supporting role isn't the supporting cards really change the texture and feel of it. So I think this deck's got good tools overall, though. We've got a lot of quality interaction. We've got things like House Spider and Mountain Goat along with cheap removal that make us pretty reasonable against most aggressive decks. We got things like Broadback Protector and Star Shaping to stabilize our life total as the game goes along. And then obviously And like those last couple of games where we played against the other mid-range decks, we had a lot of tools that let us go up and go bigger as well, which seems pretty reasonable. So we're going to go ahead and wrap on this one for the day. For people that are new to the channel, I try and play a few different decks every single day of the week. So we're going to be done with this one. We're going to shift gears over to some Teemo Fizz for the next segment of the stream.